Time to see what the Wizards are up to.
Hey, everybody.
Hey, everyone. Thanks for joining. Hope you're having a good day. Well, we have a few things to update on. We haven't streamed in a bit because we were at Origins. I think the biggest thing that's happened is the Hero Realms digital app launch.
Yes.
Super exciting.
Yeah, if you haven't had a chance to check it out, definitely download it. It's on the it's on Apple, the App Store. It's on Google Play. It's on Steam. And we did the launch last week. It is super exciting because we get to play against a whole new slew of people. I did a ton of real-time games over the past week. So it's great to be able to jump in and get games quickly. So it's we're super excited about the launch. It's going great.
Yeah, it's been really fun. And I know some people have been playing a lot because they're already jumping up in levels. So I feel like one day I'm like, hey, how do they already get jumping up levels? So anyway, so we hope you all have a chance to check that out and, give us feedback. Hopefully everyone knows we have a Discord. If you go to wisewizardgames.com/Discord, you can get into our Discord. That's the best place if you want to chat about the app, have feedback about the app, to give us feedback. And we also have channels for our other products as well. So just want to congratulate Cloak and Meeple. You won the Light Cruiser playmat. Congratulations. I love playmats. It makes it really fast and easy to set up the game, and they look cool. So congrats. And our current giveaway is 4 Journeys packs. So if you would like to enter to win, check out our social media. We post every week on how to enter our contests and our giveaways, and we have weekly giveaways. So you can get more information about this on our Facebook pages and Facebook groups. But these are really cool expansions that came as part of the Journeys expansions. I wanted to share an exciting news. We have another Hero podcast. Mateo can post the link for the new Sparks and Recreation podcast in the comments below. So many of you probably know we have the Realms Rising podcast, which has been awesome. And now we have a second podcast added. You can get the information for both of the podcasts on the Realms Rising website. And Tay, if you can post a link for the Realms Rising website. I also just sent that to you before we started. The community is awesome. Everyone is friends with each other. It's really great. And it's great to see a group where we're promoting multiple podcasts on a single page. It's really awesome. Some of the same people are running a really fun tournament, which we'll be talking about later. But this podcast, actually, Rob was interviewed in person at Origin. So if you want to hear the latest from Rob, check out the latest interview. I think it's already posted.
There may have been some spoilers. It's possible.
Yeah, there may have been some spoilers, and that's with Tim McKenzie and Matt Rooks run this. So yeah, check it out and let us know what you think. And I feel like I need to listen to these podcasts to get better at Hero Realms because I've been losing a lot of games. So I know Realms Rising covered a lot of strategy too. So the Realms Rising has a podcast too. So, but it's awesome to see the fan created content here. So thank you for everyone that's been doing that.
So we had a great time at Origins. That was an image from the tournament, but we just went to Origins. We had our big fan events there. We had a 5K championship for both Star Realms and Hero Realms. Origins is a great show, and it's fairly big, but not quite as crazy large as Gen Con. And we've used it for community get-togethers in the past, like before the pandemic. And we did it again. We just started up again this year. And it was great to see so many of the members of the community there. And so we did our some big tournaments for that. We had qualifiers on site. Also, you could qualify through the app in various ways. We'll try and get information posted much earlier this year for what's going to for next year's championships. We weren't sure until slightly later in the game because of all the crazy stuff going on with COVID, whether or not it would be a go. But we had a great event, and we actually had a special room. So
sorry, I'm jumping ahead. Sorry.
So we had we had a dedicated room. You can see that we had some like demos of games set up. This was, I believe, the Star Realms Championship in action. So basically, for the championship events, you had to qualify to play in them. So we had some qualifiers on site, and we had members of the community. Anybody who had ever won a Legends series was qualified, and players who had like won the weekly championship in the Star Realms app this year was invited to play. And we had alt art scouts and vipers that every single participant in the tournament got, both a physical copy and a digital copy in the app if they didn't already have it. And also the winner of the event becomes a card in the game, and the top 8 got a super sweet playmat. You can see the top 8 here.
I thought the playmat looked awesome.
Yeah, playmat
I didn't see it before I got to the show.
Yeah, really beautiful championship playmat. And then the winner also got a sweet trophy. Entire top 8 won cash, and Jay Lonsdale, our longtime Wise Wizard Games employee. So he was one of our rock stars on the digital team and did all kinds of work on the physical stuff and saw him at conventions for many years. He moved on to high tech a while back, got a new job, but we've been keeping up with him, and he wanted to come out and play in events he could finally play because he was not part of the Wise Wizard Game staff anymore. So he came out and played in his first official event, and of course won the whole thing. So congratulations, Jay. There was a lot of phenomenally skilled Star Realms players at this event. So really impressive showing. And so Jay's going to become a card in the game. We're really excited about that. It was just a fantastic tournament. And on the Hero Realm side, we had the Hero. So we had some great players qualify for the Hero Realms event. Obviously, the app hasn't been around as long, so we had less qualification through the app and such. But we had a few on-site qualifiers. So we here I was in costume for this photo. So this is the players for the Hero Realms event. Dusto won the Hero Realms event, becoming Deb.
A Realms Walker.
Winner of both.
I didn't make that term up.
Yeah, so
I like it.
A legend in both the Star Realms and Hero Realms. So amazing performance. Congratulations. And we also had just a community gathering. So something we like to do at Origins every year. So basically, we have a little party and invite the Wise Wizard Games fans and players to come. Had a great turnout from Star Realms and Hero Realms players, and we had some nice little treats there. We had we brought the production copy of the Deluxe Nova collection. We showed that off a few weeks back here, so that
someone requested to play with it.
Yeah. So we had our sleeved up actual final copy of the Deluxe Nova collection, and people were checking it out, and they were really geeking out over the foil cards. They're so pretty. So they got to see that, and we also had made up a prototype to show press of Star Realms Rise of Empire. So we actually had Rise of Empire set up on a table, the first couple scenarios, and people got a chance to play through that as well. So they people really excited about the gameplay. It was a fantastic time. So if you didn't make it this year, next year, I'm sure we're going to be doing a get together again. So we would love to see everybody there.
Yeah, and I don't. So we literally like just are getting back and getting ourselves organized for the week here. So I don't have pictures to share here in the live stream of the gathering that we had, but I know that a lot of people, well, quite a few people posted pictures and videos in the Star Realms fan created community page. So if you head over there, you can see they took like quick videos of foil cards and things like that. You can kind of see people hanging out. It'll be awesome if people can tag themselves in those pictures so that everyone can put a face to the name. I don't want to go and tag.
A lot of people.
I know not everyone
likes
to be tagged, but if people are comfortable tagging themselves in those pictures, and I have more that I will post up there. And Mateo, if you can drop the link for the Star Realms fan created community page in there. I'm guessing everyone already knows about it, but in case you don't, we'll drop a link. That's where you'll hear about events online and offline, and when we're going to conventions and things like that. Obviously we have our official channels as well, but there's a lot of things that are created by fans that you'll find in that group that are awesome and exciting, and you'll get to know people. So I will mention that we will be at Gen Con, and we have some events at Gen Con, and we will be at Essen.
Yeah.
At Essen, we're not planning to do events. It's not a big event show, but I just want to let people know for planning purposes that we will be there. We'll have a big booth and everything. And we'll have our usual, you can come and play games at our booth, come say hi, anytime. And that was the case at Origins too. So if you're at a convention, you're welcome to come and play event. So we always have a lot of demo tables, but if anyone comes in like, hey, I already know how to play, do you mind if I sit down and play? Absolutely. We're happy to have you hanging out in our booth and playing each other and just getting to know each other. So that's always welcome.
And if fans of the game are doing doing a get together at Gen Con or at Essen, we'd love to meet up with you guys and grab a drink or something. So we love interacting with the community. So so Debbie and I will be personally at those shows. We do our sort of big thing where we're organizing get-togethers at Origins, but we'll be at Gen Con, we'll be at Spiel, and we'd love to see any of you guys there who happen to go. So one of the really great treats for this event, in addition to Jay coming out and seeing him again, we got to see Joel, who is a phenomenal member of the of our staff, and runs tons of stuff on digital, is interacting with you guys
been with us
all
for
the
6
time.
years.
Been with us for 6 years, and we've
coming up.
But we do a lot of remote work at Wise Wizard Games. We've got people working from all over the country, so we actually got to meet him in person for the first time, not on a screen.
So it wasn't just for everyone. It was the first time we met him also, so it was really nice.
But yeah, we had an absolutely great time hanging out with Joel. We did board games every night, and did of course community events, etc. And it was so fun to hang out and see him, and for him to have a chance to meet the community face to face. That was great. And you guys are fantastic. So very welcoming to all the new players who show up both virtually and in person. And it's just a joy to work with you guys. So that was fantastic.
That was awesome, and we had so many awesome booth helpers too. So everyone that's Kevin Greaves was there from morning, noon, and night. In the tournament room, CJ and Connor running the tournaments. And
all our staff worked really hard at the show.
The booth. Yeah, Cameron was running the retail area. Everyone was so helpful. It was awesome. So let's see. I want to talk about this. Well, Rob, do you want to talk about this?
We had, there's an exciting community run event coming up this Saturday. And it's really cool. I got to get a sneak peek at some of the stuff that's going to be going on. So it's it's a tournament where you play a character starting out at level 3. You can play with character packs and ancestries. All the content that's out in physical hero realms is incorporated into this. They've got different games will have different scenarios that they've sort of custom built. It's inspired by like the Star Realms Weekly Arena, where we sort of change up formats. And there's some really clever and cool stuff. I'm actually personally, I want to come out and play. We're seeing if I can.
If it's allowed, we'd like to know if Rob can play in the tournament.
But it just looks really, really fun. So if you're in the New England area, you should check it out.
That's in Fall River, which is a little over an hour from us. So hopefully people can come out and play. So
it looks super cool, and we love that people are doing fan support stuff, and we're always happy to give a shout out if your local store or your local convention anywhere in the world is doing something cool with our games. We'd love to give a bit of shout out on our social media or here on the stream. If you're ever doing anything like that, let us know on through support, or ping us on social media, and we'd love to put a plug in for it.
Absolutely. Yeah, and thanks to David and Morgan, and I think there might be additional people also organizing that tournament. So I was telling Rob about it. I'm like, do you want to play? You should play.
Yes, I want to play.
So I'm looking forward to that. I haven't been to Fall River in a long time.
So we recently got the pre-production proofs for Kapow. Kapow, by the way, is a phenomenal game. It was a little bit of a sleeper for us on Kickstarter. It did very well. I mean, we raised over 100,000 on it, but basically this game is really, really fun, and our fans got to try it out at Origins, and many of them got pretty obsessed playing, wanted to play again and again. So if you backed the Kapow Kickstarter, we are about to go to print at the factory. So basically, we've gotten these pre-production proofs. We approved them. These are samples of the factory being like, okay, we're gonna make it like this. So these aren't produced on the mass production machines that do the thousands and thousands of copies. These are like samples that they make for us to approve, make sure everything looks right. And we got them. They look great. We approved them. So the factory's going to be going to print very soon on all the Kapow stuff. So we've given them the green light. So in the next few months, we should have Kapow in hand and going out to backers. We will, of course, update everybody on the timeline for that as we get various updates from the printer. And of course, with the way the world is right now, there may be random delays with like COVID shutdowns of factories or shipping issues or whatnot. And if anything comes up, we'll let you guys know. And we're hoping, knock on wood, to have get stuff out to the backers in fall and have Kapow in the stores for Christmas. So if you didn't back, you'll be able to like pre-order or order from your local store. Kapow is great. It's super fun. And you should check it out because
so easy to learn how to play.
It's easy to learn, and if you like, it's a wildly different game. But if you like Star Realms, you're probably gonna like Kapow. So it's got that same fun, fast to play, easy to learn, easy to teach, but lots and lots of room to dive deep on strategy without but still, if players are of unequal skill levels, you still have a shot of pulling out a win. Just great game, and components for that are looking really sweet. We also we're also making for press some samples of the Rise of Empire stuff. We're gonna basically be it's a 12 encounter legacy campaign that then turns into a set you can play over and over again and mix with the other Star Realm stuff when you're done. We're going to be letting press play games 1 through 4 of that series, so they'll have enough so that they can see what the thing's like, but not spoil everything, all the cool content that will get released as you play through all 12 of those. I have got some samples from our print and play place, so got like samples of the scenario cards. I think I've shown some of these in the past on the stream, but we got the sticker sheets that you get when you play. Here's like the Game 1 Star Empire sticker sheet and the Game 1 Trade Federation sheet. And when you upgrade a card, it becomes a dual faction. So we got these little dual faction logos that you put over the faction icon on the card. And we're also getting the Infinite Replay Kit cards. So if you don't like stickering your cards, you're going to be able to get the Infinite Replay Kit, which will allow you to play through the campaign as many times as you like. And it basically has every possible sticker card combination that you could do in the game. It has as a pre-printed card, so you can just swap the cards in as opposed to applying stickers. So yeah, that's so we've got that coming for Rise of Empire. I see we've got some questions coming in.
Yeah, well, Rob, it's absolutely allowed for you to play and encourage.
Nice.
So yeah, so that's exciting. And yeah, we have some questions. So I guess I'll start with the most recent one. So on the Robot Quest Arena Pledge Manager, our goal was actually to get that out before we went to Origins, but we'd been waiting to hear back from our partner CrowdOx about it hadn't been synced yet with CrowdOx, and the feedback we got was since they're transitioning to BackerKit, we can't use CrowdOx, and we have everything set up for all of our add-ons in CrowdOx. So we are going to have to enter in all of those things into another pledge manager system. So it's going to take us a little bit of time. It's my top priority this week. So my goal is to get everything put in there this week.
Important note, this does not slow down delivery at all. Like the pledge manager is a completely separate track from production stuff. So yes, Debbie is working on getting that out as soon as possible, but don't worry, it's not going to slow anything down. The fact that we have to switch pledge managers.
Yeah, and I can't say until I go in there like how. So yeah, so I apologize for the delay on that, but yeah, as Rob said, it doesn't delay production. And also, I know a lot of people worry about like missing the pledge manager email. Don't worry, like we don't like shut it down like a couple weeks afterwards. Like you'll never be in a situation where you missed an email and then all of a sudden you can't get your product. We have people that come in, much later in time and are like, hey, I didn't fill this out. Can I get it? And, that's not a problem. So we had another question earlier about whether you could get Kickstarter exclusive things in Kickstarters. Do you want to answer that one?
Sure. So basically, Kickstarter exclusives from past Kickstarters, you can get in the pledge managers for current Kickstarter. So if let's say you backed Robot Quest and you're like, gosh, I really want to get some of these awesome Sorcerer Kickstarter exclusive packs, or Epic Kickstarter exclusives, or stuff from previous Hero Realm sets or whatever, you can get any of our Kickstarter exclusives. We make available in the pledge managers for Kickstarter. So if you back any Kickstarter in the future, you can get Kickstarter exclusives that we've done in the past. Let's see. I missed that question.
Oh, that was that question. I just popped it up. It was Storm Shield. So his question was about the Rise of Empire, but just to be clear, on any of our Kickstarters, we put in the Kickstarter exclusive items across our product line. So we don't always have every single item for add-ons, but we do have the Kickstarter exclusive ones across product lines. So even if you back like a Hero Realms Kickstarter, you could add on like the Star Realms Frontiers promo card pack from a past Kickstarter.
And a lot of the times the Kickstarter exclusives were free for that Kickstarter. So like, for example, when we do the Rise of Empire Kickstarter, we have a ton of promo cards for Star Realms that we've made as stretch goals for the Rise of Empire Kickstarter. And if you back the Kickstarter, that's just a free thing you get is, like, okay, great. You get this big pile of all these unlocked stretch goal promo cards, get them for free and they're Kickstarter exclusive. on a future Kickstarter, that set of cards might be available at like $20 or $30 only to Kickstarter backers. So basically, if you back that Kickstarter itself, you get some exclusives for free as stretch goals. But in the future, you can buy those. You can back a Kickstarter and buy the the exclusives that you missed from the previous one.
Updates on Sorcerer.
I'm working on a Sorcerer update. Unfortunately, I paused the update for while we were away at Origins, but I'm going to be posting an update soon. Basically, long story short is we are working with the printer to lock down a date for production. And I also am gonna this update I'm gonna have some layouts on the Plague Bringer archetype. So I think there was also a question on the question that was asked on the Robot Quest Arena. We sort of talked about some of it, but as far as where we're at on Robot Quest Arena, the minis, we got samples from the factory. They looked great. I did give them a beatdown. Basically, I wanted to make sure that they could stand up to play and wear and tear. So I literally like took the minis and like whacked them on the table, as if somebody was excitedly moving them around, etc. And wiggled around and tried to basically tried to make sure they could stand up to some stress, and basically beat them until they broke. Based on that testing, we decided to modify the file for Pug. We basically thickened Pug's legs a little bit, so that was resubmitted to the printer, and basically gave them, okay, here's where when I beat them up till they broke, here's where the glue or whatever broke on these, so that they could reinforce them more. They were great. They were really good, and it was very painful for me to beat on them, but it's sort of a necessary part of the process. We then took those samples, re-glued them back together, took them to Origins, and let people actually play with the samples we got from the factory, and people loved them. So
people were like, "How can I get this?"
Yeah, so those are gorgeous. We are so basically when we got those mini samples, the hope was they'd be perfect and we could just say go ahead and print, but the expectation is probably I'll find something, because that's the first time with okay, here's these samples from the factory. So we gave them the feedback, and so we've got just a little bit more work to do, and then we'll be going to print on the minis. Those of course take longer than paper stuff to make, but we are working really hard to get stuff to backers. We really want to get it to backers this fall or winter timeframe. We can't say for sure when it's going to be.
We want it as badly as you do.
We want it more badly. So I cannot wait to have it available for on the shelves in stores and be able to show it at cons. I'm telling you, when people
that miss the Kickstarter are like, oh, it's
people play Robot Quest Arena
for me to get this now.
Yeah, if people play Robot Quest Arena, they want to buy it immediately. So I can't wait to get that get that out to everybody. And
we had a couple questions here. Star Realms tactics game. So Ascension Tactics was the Ascension game with the miniatures.
Yes.
Any thoughts on that for Star Realms?
So a miniatures, a Star Realms style game with minis is something that I've thought about, several times. One of our lead artist, Antonis, is also a phenomenal minis sculptor. He's done the Riders of Chaos Richard Garfield game that we're going to be doing later. We got our upcoming stuff. We got the Rise of Empire. We got the Hero Realms Dungeon, and then we'll have the Riders of Chaos. And the Riders of Chaos minis are gorgeous. So I'm sure Antonis would love to do Star Realms minis. So it's something we've definitely thought about. And we've sort of had it in the back of our mind for quite a while. And can co-op be added to the Star Realms app? Short answer, no. Basically, it's one of those we would love to do it, but the architecture of the app can't handle it. So basically, we would have to do a complete rebuild of the app. So that maybe someday we'll be we'll be rebuilding the app in a way where it could support it, and it's something we'd love to do, but it is infinitely harder safe than, for example, adding new sets to the app, etc. So that is something I'd love to do long term, but Hero Realms, obviously, we're building from the ground up, and like 2-player cooperative is something that exists in the Hero Realms app currently right now.
I think a couple people asked this question.
Yeah, tournaments for Hero Realms Digital. So we've got so Hero Realms Digital is out right now. You can download it. It's fantastic. There is a long list of things that we want in Hero Realms Digital. Hero Realms Digital is not feature complete by any stretch of the imagination for where we want it to be, but it's a great place for people to download it, play it, enjoy it, and and there's tons and tons of game for people to sink their teeth into. But super high priority stuff that we want to add, the gems, so the ability, much like the credits that we have in Star Realms, cosmetics that people can buy with gems, tournaments and things like Arena and the tournaments that you see in Star Realms, where you can pay gems to enter and win cool stuff. That is super important to us. So all those things we are working on for Hero Realms. If I do not hold me on this, but my best guess is 3 to 6 months time frame for adding those functionalities, like the gems, the in-app purchasing for cosmetics, tournaments where you can win cool stuff by playing, is in that general timeline. We also have just a ton of content for the Hero Realms app, which we are looking to add more campaign play for the solo. If you haven't had a chance to check out the solo campaign, do so. It's pretty sweet. We want to on our next basically this summer fall period, we're looking to do an update with the promo cards from the original Hero Realms Kickstarter, and increasing the level cap from 12 to 14 in the game, and then after that, like this winter, we're looking to do an update with the ancestry packs in the Hero Realms app. And so I've literally got 3 years of content planned out for the Hero Realms digital app, just a roadmap for the digital team of, we want to do this, and then this, and then this, and then this. And there are a ton of little features that will be added to that along the way. Obviously, tournaments are a fairly big feature, but basically things like friends list, and all those, just anything where you're playing the app and you're like, oh, I wish they had X, Y, or Z. Definitely let us know in like here or on our Discord.
Discord's probably the best place.
Discord's the best place. And we can't do everything right away. Like with an app development, everything's opportunity cost. You're doing A or B or C or D or E. You can't do them all at the same time. So you just have to pick, okay, first we're going to work on this, then we're going to work on that, etc. So we've got a long, long list of stuff we want to do. And for people who've been playing the Star Realms app for a while, you'll know we never stop. Like, we're continuously adding features, trying to improve the user interface, adding content, additional sets to play. But this is something that we just continually do with Star Realms, and we're going to do that with the Hero Realms digital app as well. And I'm just so excited for the Hero Realms digital app being out in the world. And speaking of which, if you play the Hero Realms app and you love it, please, if you can give it a rating in the app, or even better, if you can give it a rating and a review. Nothing helps grow the community more than that. Like, basically, when people are looking through the app store, seeing, okay, wow, this game's got a really good rating. It's got a lot of great reviews. I think I'll check it out. And once people check it out, then the percentage of people who really love it is very high. Fantastic way to grow the community. Star Realms has benefited from this immensely, and that's really allowed us to sort of grow the community, Star Realms community, to where it is today. I'm sure we can do the same thing with Hero Realms. So please, go for as many.
It really means a lot to us.
And if you can repeat your review in all the various platforms you play on. So if, let's say, you've got it on iOS and Steam, if you can do a review and then just copy paste and put it on the other platform, that would be super fantastic and highly appreciated.
And thank you to those who have already done that.
Yeah, I know a bunch of you already have.
I was telling Rob, I popped into the App Store just to check out the reviews to see how they were, hoping they were going to be super positive, and they were super positive. So thank you to those who already had a chance to do that. It makes a huge difference. I know I always look at the reviews before I decide whether or not to get an app. So I'll see someone recommend it, or I'll see it on a website or a tweet, and then I go and I always look at the reviews, because that's where you hear if it's not good. So but the fact that it's saying it's awesome is awesome. So thank you. We had a question from No Legends tournament at Essen. So I will check in with the Essen people and see if it would be a possibility. I'm curious how many people would be interested in playing in a tournament at Essen.
So the big challenge with Essen is it's a phenomenal convention, but it is set up wildly differently from the U.S. events. In the U.S. Events, the main draw for people is events, and they provide free space for you to run an event, because basically you're providing the thing that's going to be drawing in their customers. So if we want to do a big tournament at Gen Con, we submit it to Gen Con and say, hey, we'd like to run this big tournament. They decide, do we want it or not? And if the answer is yes, they just say, okay, you're on these tables. Have fun. At Essen, it's primarily a sales show. And basically, if you want space to do anything at Essen, you pay by the foot for the space. And that's
and it is expensive.
And it's pretty expensive. So basically, doing a tournament at Essen, in the past, we would have to physically rent out all the space for it, and of course the tables and chairs and everything needed to run it, because the show's not really set up to churn through a bunch of events. It's possible that that's changed in post-COVID.
I believe that the ownership has had some changes. That's why I'll check in and just ask how that would work, and if it's possible.
We would love to run an event at Essen if it's affordable for us to do so. So so we'll look into the possibility for it.
Yeah, I would say either way, if you are planning to go to Essen, let us know, because we would definitely meet up for a beer, afterwards, or come see us at the booth and hang out at the booth. But we would love to just like we did at Origins, meet you and spend some time with you. So generally at Essen, I think we only have day stuff going on. At other conventions in the US, we usually have day and night things. So it's pretty crazy busy, but at Essen, generally in the evenings, we could get together with people if they wanted to.
The hall shuts it down, and there isn't an events area open till midnight or 2 a.m. or whatever, in the Origins or Gen Con. So we're usually free in the evenings. But we'll take a look at what's offered at Essen for us to put on events for the community. We'll see if that's a possibility, because we would absolutely love to do it if possible.
Yeah, and I will add that we have done events at UK Games Expo, and so we'll be looking at that for next year. I know not everyone can travel and can get there, but that is one location that we have done outside of the country, and I expect that we will do one there next year. We weren't able to do one there this year, but we had a small presence there, just for planning purposes. So Dungeons, what's the status of Dungeons? Is it going to be delayed further than we've already announced?
So basically Dungeons, we're planning on doing in the fall. So we've changed due to all the delays that have entered the world due to COVID. It's really made it difficult on our Kickstarter fulfillment. We're behind on many of the projects that we had, because basically we have the design development we do after the Kickstarter is done, and then we have all the production stuff, and the production stuff has been nightmarish for the past couple of years. So what we decided to do was, with our Kickstarters moving forward, was basically get the product done. So instead of bringing it to you guys at the sort of advanced concept stage, and then, hey, we're going to do this thing, and would you like to help us get there? We're bringing it to you at the files are ready to go into the printer stage. So, so we are finishing up Star Realms Rise of Empire. We're finishing up the Hero Realms Dungeons content. And initially we thought we would do Dungeons and then the Rise of Empire, but it turned out the Rise of Empire team finished up before the Dungeons team. So we're doing the Rise of Empire first. So my expectation is we're going to be doing the Hero Realms Dungeons in the fall. And basically that will be determined on exactly how long it takes us to finish up that content. The good news is the wait time between when you back and when you get the stuff is going to be way shorter than any previous campaigns we've done, because we are doing that, getting the stuff complete, print ready files, ready to go, basically ready to go into the printer for the Kickstarter. So, so basically expectation is this fall. And we will, we'll keep you updated. Obviously, once we've got things like, okay, we know we can get it ready in this time zone, we're gonna, we'll push that out here and every other place we can possibly think of to spread the word.
I think we've answered all the questions. So yeah, S Freak says I would go to Essen for that. I think to hang out. Yeah, we also, I haven't planned our travel plans, but we often will go to Amsterdam or some other location for a couple of days, because you can't really fly directly into Essen. So I can let you know that as well, where we plan to be, because if someone lives close to another location, that will be, again, we're happy. We usually go to a game store event when we're in Amsterdam.
And if any of our European players have a place where they think, oh, it'd be great to have a Star Realms and Hero Realms, etc. tournament at location X, Y, or Z, let us know. Basically we can look up the convention or event and get in contact with them and see what it looks like. Obviously, it'd be great if we could do it at Essen, because that's a show we go to regularly, but we can either work with conventions in other parts of the world, getting them support and stuff to run an event themselves, or of course we'd love to come out and run something directly. Any plans to have a 4-player game in the Hero Realms app? No, we're currently looking to, right now we're just doing 2-player. It's the structure for it would definitely work with a larger number of players, where you could potentially scroll through. But that feature is on the sort of would be nice, but it's a lower priority than a lot of things, like, for example, getting the tournaments in. We don't have it's not currently scheduled into the workflow for the digital team, but it would be super cool to be able to do those cooperative games that are currently built for 2 players, to be able to do them for a large number. So it's something we would like to do. It's not currently on the short list for the Hero Realms app.
I think that's all of our questions. So thanks everyone for joining, and thanks for everyone that was able to come out to Origins.
One other quick thing, if your store is out of character packs, this is a sample we just got from the factory. We're doing a reprint on all the physical character packs for Hero Realms. So basically we've got more in the pipeline. We've been obviously Hero Realms has had a phenomenal reaction from players around the world, and we continually we frequently sell out of Star Realms sets, Hero Realms sets, etc. And when that happens, we do reprints takes a little while to move through the
Yes.
system. So if you're a store owner and you can't get Hero Realms character packs, we're on it. We've got more in the pipeline, and those will be in the coming months. Those will be available for you to order.
Yeah, and I'll add to that, and that the character packs are not yet out of stock in distribution, as far as I know. So your stores should still be able to get them, and we're doing a reprint to make sure that they'll be available again when they do go out of stock. But I wanted to mention that we did have quite a few stores that came up to our booth at Origins that have had some trouble getting our products through distribution. So the distributors, haven't been ordering as much volume of product as they have in the past, because there's been a lot of ups and downs in the market. So if your store does not have our product, or a specific product you're looking for, or is having trouble getting through distribution, they can now buy direct from us. It's on our website. If you just go to wisewizardgames.com and click on retailer, we have a retailer program that they can sign up for, and they can also be part of getting our Kickstarter pre-release kits, which basically is our retailer tier for our Kickstarters, where you can support your local game store. They can get access to the Kickstarter exclusive to tiers, basically as if they were a backer, but at a reduced retailer rate, and you can buy from them as a backer.
So quantities are very limited
Yes.
on those kits. So basically, to be sure you're getting the stuff, it's always good to back directly. But if you ever missed a Kickstarter, check in with your local store. They can get a limited number of those kits for their shop.
Yeah. Thank you. Thanks, everyone.
Thanks, everybody.
Bye.